So this is that right there, that spike right there, my friends, that's that opportunity to open up protection in the midst of this big move to the upside. And then we're capped off at some sort of, let's see, this should be, we're bound by the upper end of a range, and then we revisit a support level right around the close. That was recently a past opportunity. So the behavior gets kind of erratic here. And since we didn't see this move here, you see how this has a correlation to the Satiety card, and the Satiety card is also tomorrow's card, as well as, or it's the sneak preview for tomorrow, I should say, as well as being on the 1 month overview. The card for the 12th. Yeah, so there's a cash. There's a, oh, that's a trade opportunity to cash out. It's a trade opportunity to cash out. And then we have this Satiety card. Following day, it looks like at the end of the day we have a rally that commences again. But see, be careful, guys. There's that unicursal. So what happens when you have a unicursal? The majority of the time, the unicursal will be like the opportunity right before a sharp decline that would stand out. But there are occasions where we continue to go up, even even when we see the unicursal, we continue to go up. And in cases like that, what I found is that the unicursal marks a price level that we will break through on the way down when we do have our next major decline. Hey Robert, welcome. What do I think of AMD? Within what time frame are you interested, Robert? Like next week, over a year? What are you thinking? And I don't know Ocean Protocol token. I'll put that one on my list. But same thing, we need a time frame. Over a 2-year period. Sorry, I got some music I gotta shut off here. All right. AMD is looking super bullish for 2023. And then in 2024, it looks like there's a pretty significant cash out opportunity there. When we're rotating along a support level, it looks like, yeah, the high, like we'll push to a distant resistance in 2023, and then there's a higher price level in 2024. But 2024 is where you probably want to cash out of that position. And if you want to take a look at AMD, I believe I have a 10-year AMD reading. You could take a look at that. That'll give you even more info. Let's see there. Yep, there's a 10-year. So if you just go to the search bar in our channel, not the YouTube search bar, but there's one that's a little bit lower on the screen. This search bar right here. If you go to this search bar right here, type in AMD, you get the 10-year right there. Interesting. I'm going to take a look at an AMD chart. It just closed out. That's not annoying. An ocean. So, before you go jumping into AMD, my 10-year does contradict what I've just spoken of, and I will go with my first manifestation. So probably what we see is a big move to a distant resistance level here early in 2023. I'll be able to do more than speculate in a second here. Okay, so 2020. So we may do like a big move like to the upside in 2023. Somewhere in the midst of 2023, but overall it looks like we'll probably be bearish in 2023, and it looks like we're bearish into like roughly 2025, but there's a big move there and an opportunity to get out there based on the card that I pulled today. And I'm gonna see, do I have a 2023 reading for AMD yet? No, I don't have the AMD 2023 reading, but I'll put that on the list to do like the front of the list. But I would always go with the 10-year reading, because the energy frequency that I'm in when I do these readings is much more auspicious for doing readings than when I'm doing them in the midst of like a live stream. So probably one I wouldn't really look to be long in. Okay, and then ocean. Hey, Carlin. I'll be with your question in just one moment. So ocean token, interesting. So ocean token in 2023, there's like a move higher and then a full retracement of that move. It kind of makes like a triangular kind of shape on a chart. And then 2024, it's pretty bullish. It's a big move to a distant resistance level, almost like an irrational move higher. That's ocean token. And look for some readings to come out on ocean token. I'll put that on the list. My sense is that we open higher tomorrow from where we are now. There was an opportunity. This was the opportunity right here. This ruin right here indicates a moment to open up protection. And that was around what time? Let's see. What is with this? It's always around this time of day that it gets mad slow. I think their servers probably are overwhelmed. So that was the support that we revisited as an opportunity. Doesn't necessarily mean it's an opportunity again. It just means we revisit something that was recently a past opportunity. I don't know if I'd call that the support. We have erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level here, and we revisit a crest in the post market. So it looks like that's happening right now. But then we have the unicursal. The unicursal combined with this ruin here indicates this is a good opportunity to open up protection. And then it looks like we probably open up higher tomorrow. I don't know by how much. It doesn't appear like by much, but it looks like we sell from that price level. The price level that we would create as a peak or crest tomorrow morning, it will be a significant technical price level on a multi-day chart, as indicated by the science card. And I gotta say, this card here indicates First off, we have a significant low correlator with the theme card, usually indicates an important bottom of some kind. And then the moon card for today also indicates a strong decline. So the fact that we've had this big move to the upside still says to me that we have a notable drop in the near future. Yeah, and here we go. This card, the protection here. So the indolence card, the completion of a bullish trend here at the end of the beginning of the day in the first half hour or so, a high correlator, and it's a high correlation with the indolence card, indicating that we have a brief peak that will be easily missed. It's an opportunity that's easily missed because it's a really brief peak, and then we decline from there. It looks like there's an opportunity to open up protection there, and then we have this ruin combined with the protection ruin. This ruin in this position indicates some sort of failure soon, and you've got this unicursal hexagram again. Remember, we've just entered Mercury retrograde pre-shadow, and this is where the volatility gets pretty hectic. You see big moves. It's advised to play both sides of the market, to play with straddles or strangles. Yeah, and then there's this ruin here, end of day. Like, this is a cash out opportunity, is my sense. Either that or first thing in the morning. Hopefully I was concise enough for you, Carolyn. So weird how the chart does that after the market closes. So this was I would consider this a prominent low. I would have expected. My reading probably set it like a low here and then a big move to the upside, and we sort of had like this trough here, but I was expecting more of a day's low here. We ended up having it here where the other correlation was, and then we've got the satiety. The satiety card is very significant, all right, for a lot of reasons. So first off, it is the sneak preview for the following day, for the 13th. On the 1 month, the satiety card is the card for the 12th. At the end of day is a cash out opportunity. End of day cash out opportunity. See how that works, guys? That coin is the exact same coin, same side of the coin and everything. And it's like, for me, when I'm looking at a significator card and I have some sort of reverse clairvoyant anchor touching it, in a lot of cases where it's touching the card indicates timing, if that makes sense. Right? Like, these are timeline cards. These indicate timing. They all represent about an hour, roughly, right? But then you've got these moments. These are timeline cards as well. It's a moment, though, right? The close, the open. And then you've got significator cards where the relationship between the high significator and the cards on the timeline, any of the cards on the timeline that have a relationship are going to be to the high significator are going to be correlated in green, and that's how you find these indications. So we go from a high to a low, and then we take off. And this is really, this right here is really what indicated to me that we might have a big move to a high at the end of the day. But it continues, right? So the satiety card for that reason. It's also cross correlation to the moon card, cross correlation to the Ace of Wands card, cross correlation to the satiety card. So we probably see roughly the same price level. Matter of fact, we might see a little bit higher, but we see roughly the same price level here, or maybe we open, move a little bit higher, and then drop. But point is usually when you see the indolence card, you get like this peak that does it just for a moment, and then you fall from there. You might like do some more spikes up, but they won't reach that peak, if anything, in most cases. And when you combine that with this completion card, the satiety card from the day before, the unicursal, and the unicursal here. Here we have the moon card here. Oh, makes so much sense to me now. Makes so much sense to me. So we didn't see the moon card yet because it's coming tomorrow, is like I would have presumed based on not seeing a move to the downside today. Interesting. Hey, Raymond. $394 puts. I would probably, we've got a month's high here on the 14th. It's a first high for the month here on the 14th, after a big move. But there's like a drop tomorrow, and then we have a move higher. I would say you're probably better off. I think I recommended last time that you open up like a call or something to position yourself so you don't get scared out of the put. But you might be better off repositioning the put rather than holding the 394. Maybe repositioning it, paying a little bit more money, and repositioning it not as far as expiration date, but as far as strike price maybe. I probably. If you were to do the repositioning, I'd probably wait until the low is nullified though. I hate it when it does that. That's so annoying. And then we have the unicursal again on the 15th. I'd probably hold them. I'd probably hold the 394s until the we have a pretty notable low here on the 21st. But then you're getting really close. You have two juicy opportunities, it looks like, and they may, depending on how high we go at this high, they may not be opportunities because of expiration and strike price, which is why I'm saying you might want to adjust the strike price or the expiration, one of the two. But there's a low here on the 20. Actually, I believe on the 1 days the low ends up being on the 19th. and then there's another low the following week. Yeah. I'd hold it. I'd probably hold it, my friend, to be clear. Because look at this. On the dailies, we've got 19th, 20th. This big red star indicates a cross correlation with a low correlator on either the 1 month. Actually, it'll tell me. Prince of Swords. Yeah, on the 1 month, it's the low correlator. So the low correlator appears here at the end of the day on the Prince of Swords. Does that mean that here at the end of the day is where the low for the month will be? No, but what happens a lot of the time is the low significator on the bigger time frame reading will appear in the reading somewhere in the reading of the day that that contains that low. So very good chance that we have that there. Right, this is the low when you look at the 1 year. Right, so the December cluster on the 1 year has the failure card, and you can see we have the failure card appearing here at the high. I would hold it, my friend. It might be, so there's two things that might make you feel more comfortable in the midst of meeting a high or a little bit more of a rally tomorrow. There you go, look at that, guys. Do you see that? That's the revisiting of the support level after like right after the bell. I love how they always do that, man. Like, it's so fixed. So fixed. Do you see that, guys? It'll disappear, watch. When I change the chart and then I come back to it, that will be gone. Watch, watch, watch. Poof. It's so fixed, it's not even funny. You can't play by their rules, my friends. You can't play by their rules. That happens so often, it's not even funny. So there's two things that you could do, like I was saying, that would make you feel more comfortable, Raymond. So you could either open up, create a straddle or a strangle by opening up a long leg, opening up a call leg, and then you'll have puts and calls. And as long as there's a big move in one direction, you'll be good. It's the most advised strategy for when we enter into a Mercury retrograde shadow, which we've just done today. The other thing that you could do is you could push the expiration out and raise the strike price on it. But I would probably go with the first of those two if I was going to do either one. But I personally, what I would do is hold it based on what I'm seeing. And then if, like, on the 21st, I'm not out by the 21st, then I probably would consider it a fail, and then... Hey, Wednesday Fed announcement. Wednesday. So it looks like Wednesday's where we have a high, so it ends up, it's probably like, and it looks like that high's at the very beginning of the day on Wednesday. You got to be careful being long, guys, being bullish when you see these unicursals stacking up like that. Like, you got to be careful, because that means there's a drop somewhere coming, as well as this ruin here. I wonder what sign the Fed share is. He's a water sign. Okay. That's what I suspected. Right, so we've got the trade. We're trading around a male leader. That's a water sign, and a decline that ends with a fast, sudden move higher. What's important is that what stands out to me it makes me want to be a little careful is that we have this low correlator as the Princess of Cups, and that's a bullish indicator in a lot of cases. In the midst of a decline to the low, there's opportunity to open up a long position. I think I see what happens here. And there's that unicursal again. So we probably revisit the high on the 15th. But then that 16th looks pretty hardcore to the downside. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably, so that's what I would do unlimited long. I've been watching Mercury retrogrades and their impact on the stock market since 2007, and there's 3 of them a year, sometimes 4, depending on how you count it. Like there's one that goes into next year, so it's either 4 this year or 4 next year, depending on how you count it. Point is that that's a lot of retrogrades to be studying the S&P 500 in real time. And I can tell you that there's only been 3 cases where Mercury retrograde was bullish. At the most, 3 cases. Every other case was bearish with significant volatility, and the 3 that were bullish were really bullish too, so a big move to the upside. But what they all have in common is a significant amount like an increase in in volatility. So you see the VIX go up, you see price swings, like crazy price swings. There's like the historic moments of volatility usually happen during retrograde. The big failure that we had for COVID, that was during retrograde. I mean, you know, like there's a million examples of it. So best thing to do is to straddle or strangle. And if you've done this, if you've done straddles or strangles, you know, like if you're experienced with them, Mercury retrograde is a case where you might attempt to put on each leg at a separate time. In a lot of cases, if you time that right, you'll end up getting paid to put on a vertical spread, which normally you pay to put on a vertical spread. A vertical spread means that you keep, like if I have like a 400 put and I sold a 395 put, I've got a $5 vertical spread, right? But you pay to put on a vertical spread normally. If you put it on a leg at a time and you time it right, which they say you can't do, I've done it a million times, you can actually get paid. You get a credit to put on a vertical spread, which means that you're still going to get a credit when the vertical spread comes in the money, if it does, but you got paid to get that credit. It's a beautiful thing. You're very welcome, Robert. Thanks for your interest in our channel. Yeah, there's going to be a pretty notable... See here, look at that. There's that move again, guys. You see that little line? the universal, guys, just be careful. It's there. We have it speaking of tomorrow, then we have it tomorrow, and then we have it here on the 15th. And then we have a market low on the 20th, the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st. So I mean, it adds up. It adds up pretty well. But there's best to be on the side of caution and be in a straddle or strangle here and watch the volatility rise. Unlimited. I'm curious. I know you're more experienced than some of the other people I think that come on here. Is that something that you see normally with the CPI data? A $10 to $15 move? I'm just curious what you based it on. If you're still there. Alright guys, I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. I'll give you all, that's what I figured. Yeah, cool. Good. Thanks for bringing that up, man. I didn't know that, but it's good info to know. Learned something new. So yeah, I'll give you guys a minute, and I'll come back and I'll answer any last questions. I gotta take my dog for a walk. And if Red Bull was publicly traded, I would be all over that stock. I'm just saying. All right, guys, I'm rolling. Well, I'll give a quick recap. So tomorrow we've got like the end of a rally early in the day, a brief peak that's easily missed, and then a notable decline. Looks like the low is nullified. So we have a pretty big move upward out of a low on the 14th. Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure when you make that money, you guys follow that rule of karma. Really do need your help as far as rolling out new content, guys. We have a team. I can't do it all myself. It's just way too much work for one person to do. I need the team, and they got to eat. So when you make that money from the reading, pay a little bit of that forward, pay a little bit of that backwards, and make sure whatever you do, you spend that money out of love. The universe will send it back to you tenfold in all directions. The one rule, the oldest rule of in all of existence, as far as written rule, is in the Book of the Law. I don't know how many people know the Book of the Law. It's supposedly the oldest text, and it was channeled from some Egyptian priest. In any case, love is the law. That's the rule. Love is the law. Love under will, and that doesn't mean will is more important than law. What it means is that you must will the love. You can will anything into existence. Make sure it's out of love. The universe is like a mirror image, not just for you, but everybody around you that you experience. You attract that which you are. So if you're putting out love, you're getting lots of love back, my friends. And you're also dispersing that to other people who then experience it, put it out there, and have it come back to them. So do that, my friends, especially this holiday season. And I'll see you guys on the next one.